Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to draw your attention to something you'll be seeing in the bottom right hand corner of your screen right now, and that is my Twitter address. And simply, I'm encouraging you to follow me on Twitter, not because of some pure vanity reason. The main reason is because I generally ask a lot of questions about the series on there, and YouTube doesn't have a way that I can publish questions to subscribers to ask them, which is something they could really do with like a bulletin kind of thing. I think they may have had that like years ago, I'm not sure, but the point is, to get involved in that kind of stuff, and I kind of do want your opinions on stuff, like, as you'll know from the St. Pauli series, I've been asking a lot of questions for you guys with opinions and things like that, but Twitter is the only way I could get those questions out without making a video specifically for it that would spoil things if I did that. So yeah, I encourage you to follow me on Twitter and just, you know, tweet at me and whatnot. Anyway, I will now move on to today's actual episode, and I begin this episode with a question, and that is because I've just been reading, last night mainly, the answers to the question I asked you guys before about your first Football Manager experiences and what you loved about the game, and it was cool to see some of the things you guys had to talk about, and it was awesome. So I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often, just asking you guys questions, because I want to learn more about you guys. Because I know next to nothing about you, and frankly, you know next to nothing about me, other than this smooth, jazzy voice, which is neither smooth nor jazzy. But yeah, so my question today is, I was reading in the news earlier about FIFA, and this is not related to Football Manager, but it still massively applies, and they have come out with this stupid report claiming that there was no corruption in the bidding process for the World Cups in 2022 and 2018, so Russia and Qatar, and clearing themselves of all charges, but making sure they indict the British FA for what was it? Something to do with the bidding process, apparently. And so yeah, that is what happens when FIFA investigates this. So my question to you guys is, what do you think about FIFA? Like, what could be done about FIFA? Is it a case of people, like, do some football associations have to finally take a stand against this kind of thing and drop out of FIFA? And the sponsors, if they attack them where their pockets, where that really hurts is FIFA's pockets, even though they've got very, very deep pockets. So that's my question. What can we do about the FIFA corruption? Because they are so openly corrupt, it is unreal. So yeah, we will move on to the actual episode now that we're past that. Anyway, so as you can see, and you've probably been staring at this going, just please talk about the month. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do, guys and girls. You saw the live com against Coventry, and we had a massively good start in that game. And then we had a League Cup game not long after that, and we had to get through to the second round this year. It wasn't going to be good enough to go out in the first round, which is fine by me, because we've got to the second round in every single year of the competition that we've played so far. And this season was absolutely no different. We were fantastic. I am enjoying this save so much at the moment. Jed Wallace opened the scoring really early on. We've been very good for early goals so far this season, and getting really good leads nice and quickly. Danny Hollins with a lovely finish, then making it 2-0 before Aaron Morris's unfortunate own goal for Gillingham, and I mean unfortunate, like if that would have been me, I'd have been annoyed. Made it 3-0, and I think that was still in the first half, was it? I think it might have been half time. Yeah, it was. But the point is, we got ourselves a 3-0 win and through to the next round of the Cup. Then we had a home game, our first home league game of the season. In fact, first league game at home. And, well, arise, Sir John. He's done it again. He's only gone and bagged himself a hat-trick against Chesterfield, and we were great. This might not look it, but look at the amount of possession. Their chances were very much few and far between, a lot of long-range efforts. Raquel Pike's goal was decent, but other than that, there was really no contest. Marquis, we were 3-1 up at half-time, and also it was great to see Kenneth McAvoy score a goal for us. He's a bloody good player, I tell you what. He's skinning players down the wing. Having him and Jed Wallace, it's like having clones. They're so good, except he's actually, I think, faster than Jed Wallace. He's brilliant, and I'm really, really glad we've got him. He could be a key player for us this year. And Marcus, of course, wrapped up his hat-trick in the 78th minute of the game. And, then we played Gillingham again in the league, which was a little interesting. And we actually picked up a couple of knocks in this game, which was a little bit frustrating, Jed Wallace being one of them, and McAvoy. So that worried me like crazy. But thankfully, I think we also had to make another change. I'm fairly certain that... Oh yeah, Eccleston came on for Wallace, what we're talking about, because Barkhazen and Dissels weren't fit or something at the time. But as you can see, Marcus put us in front very early on in the game, and then Watmore managed to make it 2-0 before half-time. Luke Norris got one back for Gillingham, but we defended very, very well. I was going to do a live com in this episode, but time kind of got away from me today, and I've had to try and move things on. Plus, it Trust me, had I live-con this, the episode would have been stupidly long, and I'll explain why in a second. But first, we're going to do this game, and that is probably going to be our highlighted one for today, because it was quite... probably the hardest game we've played yet. It may not look like it, but believe me, it was. So I will see you guys in the highlights. Right, here we go. Basically, this was a fantastic ball in from Maloney. Look at this for a cross. Right on the money. And there is Sam Mantum to score. I think maybe it was his first goal for Pompey. Great to see, and he's just a good player. We weren't spectacular today, and we really did have to work for this one. And I thought we were going to get the ball from them there, and then they were a very direct side, and unfortunately when we lost the ball here with Maloney, really quite a poor ball in the end, but we managed to keep hold of it, and eventually just a poor ball into Maloney. That's the one I was on about, sorry, I was confused. Mills, and then they really whack this along. Well, no, actually, sorry. Yeah, there we go. There's the long ball. Darren Bent finds himself out on the wing here, but watch this. Drops it off to Musa, and then he's absolutely booking it into the box. Ball eventually will drop back to Darren Bent in this play. And he's in a decent position here to receive the ball, and bang, no chance for Alex Bass, who you all know is in goal, and that is because Paul Jones has picked up a 2-month injury, which is a hernia. And so he's going to be out for a while. So Alex Bass is going to get a chance anyway, which is why we've got basically a trialist, if you like, on the bench. He's an unknown guy. Great ball in here and wonderfully cleared. Now, we exerted that counter-attacking system perfectly today. Not great goalkeeping, it was just a good piece of solid sweep keeping, not even sweeper keeping, from Bass there, and he manages to thump it long range. It was quite a long ball considering it's not really how we kind of play, but we managed to pick it up in the midfield with Partington, and this is just some lovely work here. It's Nicky Bull gets it. We've played a lot of the youngsters this year too. We're actually finding more time for them. Bull, this is some just, I was fascinated. Look at this wonderful football. Eccleston, then the little flick on there, and Kenneth McAvoy. That was a lovely, lovely piece of football. I'm genuinely very, very impressed with this when we scored that. And it was enough for us to win the game by 2-1. And as you can see, like, the bench, Rakawanwe's on there, Kieran Griffiths, Nicky Bull, Grant Nichols. There's a lot of the youngsters getting in there, and this is Wilson, or something like that. Wilson Glover. He is not a very good footballer. Let's be perfectly honest, he is terrible. He's only at the club because, you know, sometimes when you run out of players in a certain position, usually it's goalkeepers this happens to. It generates another one for you to use. Well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have got rid of Michael Polk, but I figured, you know, why not? Let's give Alex Bass a chance to play anyway. Then we had our League Cup game against Middlesbrough, and we also have another young keeper called Monty George. He's just not very good. And he actually started this one against Middlesbrough because I just did a quick pick on like full rotation, which is why if you look at the lineup, you know, George, East, Michael Chambers, Jack Watmore, Raheem Hanley, Rakawanwe, Brett Hampton, Bark Heisen played, Kieran Griffiths also played, and obviously Kenneth McAvoy and Grant Nichols. But if you look who came off the bench, also Orford, Nicky Bulls there as well. There was a decent amount of youngsters. We got absolutely spanked by Middlesbrough, and that's not to be surprised. We put out a weakened side because I wasn't that bothered about getting through. We completed the objective, and I wanted to give us some of our players a rest for the league because we've been in superb form. So Reece Williams put Middlesbrough in front, but then Kenneth McAvoy actually equalised for us, so I was massively happy with that. But then Insua put them back in front before half time, and in the second half Insua scored again, and then Marcos Tabar was able to get another for Middlesbrough, and to be honest, they pretty much deserved the result. I mean, there's no way we were going to go through against them anyway. This is the game that really did frustrate me a little bit, and you'll be seeing, why is Wilson Glover playing? Well, I'll tell you why Wilson Glover is playing, because Alex Bass picks up an injury. We had no goalkeepers. None at all. And that's my fault for getting rid of Michael Polk. I shouldn't have, or rather I should have brought in like a young keeper or something, just so we got one. I just assumed we had some in the under-21s or something, because why wouldn't you have any in the under-21s? I thought there'd be at least one in the youth intake or something, just that would be able to play. But no, Wilson Glover had to play in goal for this, and I'm not going to lie, 2 of those goals were just bad goalkeeping. Not goalkeeping errors, just bad goalkeeping, because he's not a good goalkeeper. Like, he couldn't save free kicks, he wasn't coming out, his positioning was awful, and one of them was fantastic. John Swift's goal was quality. I thought we could do better in this game. Like, when Tremarco put Mansfield in front, I thought, oh god, and that was the free kick. It was a good free kick, but it wasn't that good, and Glover fumbled it into his own net. Marcus managed to equalise for us. And I thought, right, but then immediately Kyle Dempsey put Mansfield back in front. Adam Webster, he had a brilliant goal ruled out for offside as well in this game before that could have actually levelled for us much, much earlier. He had a quality game. But then John Swift, it was a very sort of seesaw battle in the second half, and eventually we lost the seesaw battle, which is a shame because we were on such a good run in the league. We'd won all 4 league games up until that point, and it was a pain in my arse because we had actually accumulated a 4-point lead at the top after the Southend game, and I was thinking yes, because the fact is we've still won 4 of our first 5 league games, which is bloody awesome, and I really think we're in with a massive chance at automatic promotion this year. And the squad we built, I think, is definitely good enough, provided we can keep enough players fit, and hopefully Alex Bass will be back soon, because I'm going to have to do something, because I can't even draft in like trialists. We'd have to, maybe we can sign a free agent goalie or something just to fill in, because we cannot be playing that guy anymore. I don't know if he played, yeah, Alex Bass came in for the Bristol City game, however he was not fit at all. In fact, I think he started the game at like 60% condition. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I know what it was. The reason he didn't play in the Mansfield game is because of a stupid thing where, because he's technically an under-21, he was scheduled to play in the under-21 game, and it was sort of before the injuries had occurred. Oh, I don't know. It was a pain in the arse, but the point is he was ineligible for the game against Mansfield. This was a really strange game. If I had highlighted this, we would have been there forever. I'm not even kidding. We did manage to get through though, and that is awesome because we've not actually got past the first round of this. And again, it was a massively changed side if you look at it. Wes Burns put Bristol City in front with like 3 minutes to go, and that was unlucky for us because we had actually played a lot better than him. I thought we could do it. And then Kieran Griffiths, with his first ever goal, which is great to see, equalised for us in the 89th minute. Now, there's no extra time in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, and I didn't know that. And yeah, so, well, yeah. And also, yeah. So I can't even be asked to work out how many penalties it was that actually took to decide this game. Obviously, it was 9-8 to us, but I'm telling you, who scored the? I can't remember who scored the winning penalty. Rakawanwe scored the winning penalty for us, and to give you an idea, he was our second penalty taker. He had to take 2, so we had at least sort of like 12, 13 penalties each. It was a shocker. Quite a lot missed as well. It was. But, you know, we did our best. And also, our goalkeeper, Alex Bass, did actually score. So did Frank Fielding, though. So, but the point is we got ourselves through to the next round of the Johnson's Paint Trophy. I don't know if it's been drawn yet. No, we're playing against Unknown in that. I don't know when the draw is for that. And yeah, so that brings us to the end of today's episode. Well, not really to the end of the episode, because we've still got some more stuff to do. What are you talking about, Matt? Right, let's go and look at the squad so you guys can see what kind of stuff we've been. And I have been using that same kind of tactic. I've stopped playing quite as wide. We're being a compact unit and we're playing counter-attacking football, and it is working like a charm. Against Mansfield, I think we were a little bit unlucky. Like, we actually had 4 clear-cut chances to their 2, I think, in that game. So, still. Or maybe that's a different game. I don't know. Point is, doing alright. And Marquis has got 6 goals in 6 appearances. This lad is unstoppable. McAvoy actually has 3, which is pretty damn good. Have I got the right filters on just to make sure we've not got loanees in the lineup? Oh, there wasn't any anyway. So McAvoy has 3, and then there's a load of other players on 1. As for assists, well, that is Raheem Hanley, would you believe? He's been putting in some... He and Brendan Maloney have been putting in some unbelievable deep crosses. So they've done well. And Marcus has actually got a couple of assists as well. So that's good to see too. Player of the match, well, everybody there that has one is on 1. It's too early to really tell. Joe Partington, 84 there, but Grant Nichols in the games he's played, 87% pass rating. Good stuff, son. He can keep hold of a ball. Yellow cards, well, Rakawanwe's actually got 2 and he's only played twice, so hopefully he's not going to be like Bernard Nerrig in my St. Pauli series. No reds, of course. Average rating is, well, Jed Wallace with a 7.6, which is really rather cool. We haven't looked at the league. So this is where the league is at the moment. We did have a 4-point gap, but unfortunately losing that game to Mansfield's kind of screwed the pooch on that one, which leaves us a point clear at the top and 2 points clear of the playoff spots, which is cool, and 3 points clear of dropping out of the playoff spots, so it can still all go horribly wrong for us if September takes a turn for the worse. And we'll have a look at the fixtures in that month as well. Down at the bottom, obviously, we have beaten, like, Gillingham and Chesterfield, both sides we've beaten, so yeah, maybe we had a bit of an easy start, but I don't know, I feel good. I feel like we're going to really crack on this year. So we've got Crawley, who aren't doing too badly, but could easily jump up the league. But we are at home, so we'll hope to do a big one there. Leyton Orient away from home, that's got to be huge. They're not doing so great either, but then remember what happened against them last year? We couldn't beat them away from home, and they thumped us, I think it was 4-2 at home in a live com. And we're going to have to try and learn from that. We've next got Crew at home, and Crew are doing well, so that's going to be a crunch game. Then we have Rotherham away. That, again, tough. Charlton at home is the final game of the month, and that will be our live com, and that looks like it could be a winnable one, so you might see some goals in that one. Hopefully we can pick up some points, but I think it's still going to be quite a difficult month for us when the chips are down, basically. So, that about wraps that up. Have I made any more transfers? I don't think I did. Fairly certain we've just left that. Oh, Alex Shepherd did actually join us from TNS finally. It took him a long time to join. Don't know why, but he did. Any more players gone out on loan? No. Nathan Dodd has gone out to Ebbsfleet though. But that happened in the previous episode, I think. I don't know, actually. I can't remember. But yeah, so that is how things are shaping up at the moment. So yeah, join us in the next episode for the Charlton Athletic game, and that is going to be crunch time. Well, hopefully that's just going to be extend lead at top time, but we shall have to wait and see how things go. This game can throw up all kinds of different things, and I'll be interested to see what happens in the next month. So yeah, let me know what you think about FIFA, and yeah, if you like what you've seen, please feel free to drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please feel free to hit that great big subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.